We are Cory and Wallace, an early retired couple on a full-time journey around the world. With a passion for exploring new cultures, discovering hidden gems, and enjoying delicious local food, we are on a mission to experience as much of the world as we can.
Hello from Mexico City. So currently we are at the Le Meridien. If you have not watched our Airbnb Mexico City video all the way to the end, you won't know that we ended up having some trouble with our hosts and having to move out early. So the last 4 days of Mexico City, we ended up staying at hotels.
So we ended up here at the Le Meridien for 2 nights, and then we decided to switch over to the Mexico City Marriott Reforma for the last 2 nights, which is what we're in the process of doing. We've packed up here and we are about to head over to the Marriott Hotel and check that out. And we did that because we were using points. We're using a combo of points and free night awards to do these stays. So we figured we'd check out a couple different nice hotels and see what they're all about. So we're gonna go check out of here and let's get going. All right, we're just getting ready to leave the Le Meridien. I should point out, we've got like a whole big tote bag of extra stuff right now. And when we left the Airbnb, we actually had 4 additional tote bags because we weren't planning on leaving quite then. We had like foodstuffs and like, supplies and things like that we still had to get rid of. We were able to repurpose most of that by giving it to our friend Mike, who took a lot of that stuff off our hands, and now this is the last of it. So at least it's a slightly lighter load as we go on here. Welcome to our room at the Mexico City Marriott Reforma. We've been upgraded to an executive room with club lounge access, so we'll be getting the club lounge for our breakfast, as well as, I believe, snacks in the evening and drinks and stuff as well, which is nice. When you first walk into the room, there is a closet right next to the door with a single bathrobe, not 2, I don't know why. And then just this way is the bathroom, which, you know what, it's decent looking. So sink, little bathtub. Looks pretty good, it's clean. We've got a little mini bar area, coffee maker, I'm sure, yeah, there's coffee and tea. And then of course, the mini bar stuff, which I'm sure has, oh yeah, there's the price tag. Not cheap, but not horrible. I've seen worse. What's this? Not sure what's behind there. Looks like AC unit. Yeah, king size bed, giant TV, and a nice desk. And that's pretty much it. The one thing we're lacking is a view. That is a big concrete wall of the building next to us. This is the biggest club lounge I've seen at any Marriott property so far. So apparently we get breakfast in the morning, we get snacks all day, and they do dinner from 5:30 p.m. to I don't remember when. So we'll check that out later and see how it is. It's kind of funny because we asked where the gym and the pool was and he said 5. So you take the elevator 5, then you got to walk down the hall and down a flight of stairs. So technically I think we're on 4, but whatever. Anyways, this is really nice looking, and I believe this is the spa area. This is the reception desk there, and a really cool waterfall feature there. The pool is a little small, but it's an outdoor pool. There's a bunch of people in there, so we didn't do too much filming there. And the gym is actually very well equipped. There's a lot of equipment in here, although it's very tightly spaced. It's also a little warm in here, so tomorrow's workout is gonna suck. We're now back up in the club lounge. We've already gone out and had a light supper, but I came up just to see what they offered for dinner. And it's not a huge selection, honestly, but you know what? Given that we have access for free, I'm not going to complain. You know, there's some salads, some fruit, some desserts, a couple of main, entree type things. There's some beef, vegetables, potatoes, pasta, drinks, and then their bar selection, actually very, very impressive. So all things considered, not too shabby.
Options for gluten-free, it looks like there's salad and fruit. To be fair, I have not asked the waiter if he would be able to accommodate gluten-free for a big meal. I might do that tomorrow. Today, we actually just went to a dedicated gluten-free restaurant. It's actually quite an impressive spread.
The next day.
Breakfast was pretty good. The buffet selection in the club lounge is a little more limited than it would be in the main dining room, but there was a pretty good selection. Your basics, eggs, sausage, waffles, fruit, a bunch of other stuff. There's cereals and things like that, and pastries, breads. So for us, it was definitely enough and didn't justify spending an additional 205 pesos per person to have breakfast in the main dining room.
Yeah, and they had some gluten-free pastries, which I don't recommend. They were not that great, but they do have that option. And as far as for me, eggs, beans, stuff like that, it was really straightforward, so it was fine.
So that pretty much is it for the Mexico City Marriott Reforma Hotel. What do you think?
If it's a straight comparison to the Le Méridien, it's kind of hard to actually make a good comparison. I would say probably Le Méridien for the rooms because they're all suites and they got a lot more room. But this one for the amenities and stuff, it's a little bit more up to date. And the lounge upstairs, it's nice, it's airy, it's got a lot of room.
Yeah, I'd agree. The Le Méridien was fantastic. The rooms were all huge because that was an all suites hotel, so separate bedroom, living area. This is just an executive room, so it is slightly bigger, but it's not a suite. Can't compare to that. But the hotel's amenities, though, the club lounge is pretty nice. It's the biggest I've ever seen. The pool is a little bit small, but it's an outdoor pool. They've got a huge gym that's really well equipped, saunas, steam room, a spa. So yeah.
I think my biggest complaint is no real natural light. Maybe that's just because we've been stuck in an Airbnb with no natural light for a month. So in my mind right now, the Le Méridien wins because of the nice big windows.
Yes, this room does have an exterior facing window, but we've got a building literally right next door with a big concrete wall, and it basically blocks all the light. So that's really the only downside, I'd say. But anyways, that is pretty much going to do it for this video. So we hope you've enjoyed this little tour of the Mexico City Marriott Reforma Hotel. If you did, please hit the thumbs up to give us a like, and make sure to subscribe.
And join us in our other videos for more adventures. Until then, stay curious and keep exploring.